Gemini, welcome to your July 2017 General Tarot reading. It's Rena here. So general means general focus. Also, general means all of you, however many on the planet, and every country in the world that are Geminis. So because of that, just see things in a very symbolic way. Don't get too hung up on cards. Gosh, I keep drawing that card. Keep drawing this card. Keep drawing this card too. It's funny, I keep drawing these cards over and over again. And I do shuffle. Okay, let's see what this one is. So, the overall theme is the Seven of Cups. And this is a card that I've drawn several times before. This can be confusion about some choice that you need to make, or that you have made. And you may feel like you don't know what's really going on around you. Maybe there's some kind of deception. This is connected to Neptune. Maybe there's a Pisces person who you're not sure is being straightforward with you. And definitely Pisces and Gemini tend to find each other at times. For some people, if you have left a relationship, you may be feeling like you have so many choices. And the other thing about this that's specific to Gemini people is that a lot of times you may find yourself attracted to more than one person. And it kind of is part of who you are. So for me to say you have to make a choice is really not fair, because it may be hard for you to do something like that. They say that Geminis have two of everything, so you might have two jobs and then two people that you're dealing with romantically. But what this card can represent is a diffused kind of an attention where it's almost like ADD, and I associate ADD with Gemini. Your mind going in 1,000 different directions and not only like lack of focus, but lack of preference, where you can just get into that vibe of variety to the point where you lose the sense of the specialness of one person. And it can cause confusion, because you may have two people in your life and you don't know who to choose because you haven't exercised that understanding of what it means to prefer one person to another. And even with career, it's kind of similar, where there may be multiple offers that are given to you, and you just are overwhelmed by your choices. I feel like, though, I got this for another sign, where it's like in the past you have been keeping to yourself. Maybe you've been laying low. Maybe you've been looking for a deeper meaning in life, because something may have happened that we would consider negative. Maybe it's not really negative in a higher sense, but something which caused you to question certain things in life. And so you have been doing it. It may have been kind of unintentional, but it forced you to look within. And now that you have, you're kind of overwhelmed by, what decision should I make? By the way, the Hermit card does connect also with the sign of Virgo. So if there's a Virgo person, that may be, maybe you're choosing between a Virgo and a Pisces or something. What is happening right now, though, is a card connected to soulmate. So whether it's the person who is the water sign, it could be a Cancer or the Pisces or Scorpio. Perhaps the Hermit card was you kind of searching your soul and realizing that that was what you wanted. Maybe this is somebody from your past who you were separated from for a long time. But I feel like this could even be with career too, where it's simply a case, whether it's romance or career, where you've kind of put your foot down and you are no longer going to settle for less. You want that type of feeling that comes from doing something that you love to do. And maybe you have felt for a long time that you were doing things that you didn't want to do, or being in a relationship that you didn't want to be in. And eventually you had to leave it, or it left you, in some way. The Hermit card shows this kind of getting more serious about your life, getting more contemplative. And this is what comes up here now, that you are looking for, maybe it's a job that you've wanted to do since you were 5 years old, and you were talked out of it for many years, and now you've come around full circle. Or a relationship that seemed to elude you, or that maybe even your parents tried to separate you, and now that you're older, maybe both of you have gone through a lot of turmoil and you have found each other again. Could be a past life thing, and this could be any reason why. By the way, now that I think about it, the North Node is now in Leo, and that's your third house of communication. So with the transiting North Node, there could be this faded kind of communication that develops in 2017. This is through the internet. So if you meet somebody, maybe it's like reconnecting on social media with somebody from the past, finding out that they're single at the same time you're single, and it's like it was meant to be. The higher message is connected to the Chariot card. So it's kind of like, it may be patting you on the back and saying, you did it, and you did it through contemplation. Somehow you managed to grab the reins on the horse and direct your mind in a way that allowed you to achieve your goal. So for some people, this is some kind of career situation. I think that if it is career, it's like getting the job, because with the Seven of Cups, I believe there's this feeling of choice that's involved. So I don't think that it's for somebody who is solid in a job necessarily, unless we just take these cards separately and apply them. But if we're telling a story and we're linking them together, then I would say it's more likely that it's just about the power that can come when you harness your mind power by focus, concentration. And again, in relationships, one-on-one, not scattered. Devoting yourself to one person, spending time with one person, and cultivating that relationship. That card connects to Cancer, by the way, and I did mention the water sign. So maybe that, and I think the Six of Cups does too, I'm not sure. What crosses you is something that I think crosses Gemini a lot, which is anxiety. You think too much, and the swords are about thinking, maybe talking too much, talking on the phone, talking, texting, just being outside of yourself, being overly mentally active. So it can lead to sleepless nights and not getting enough sleep. Perhaps you found somebody and you're just like very excited, but it makes you nervous as well. This is a card of anxiety, so there's like a nervous energy. But you have nervous energy anyway. This is what probably plagues you, or something that you have to kind of conquer anyway. Not just with this month, always. Because that's something that I've been dealing with, and I know like the next day, if I don't get enough sleep, I'm just not at my best. And so even though I'm not a Gemini, I can definitely relate to this. And the other thing too, if there are particular anxieties that you have about a situation in life, and I was just going to say, based on your astrology, you may have planets in Cancer because it's so close to it's right next to Gemini. And that can make you a lot more of a worrywart about everything. About, am I going to find a job? Am I going to find a partner? And that's where meditation comes in, because you have to quell those fears, or they can kind of dominate you. The advisor, what's coming in, is the Five of Swords. This is a card of slander and a lot of backbiting. This could be in the workplace. There's other people involved. This could be an empty victory. So this could be a victory, and this could be an empty victory, because you may get a job and experience resentment because other people felt like, who's this person? Just the typical jealousies or envy that goes on. And so you may be celebrating, but then at the same time, you may feel like, even though you did something that was great and you didn't do anything wrong, someone else is displeased, or other people are displeased. And that can leave you feeling even more confused. In a private relationship, you may have chosen somebody who is not being straight with you. And that's where that Seven of Cups, there could be some kind of deception going on. And that's why I said, make sure that you choose wisely. Because you may not know every aspect of what is happening. And you may fear this you may experience, not fear, you may experience disharmony because you were told one thing and your coworkers were told another. But it's interesting because the outcome is the Nine of Cups. Why do I keep saying cups? Of Pentacles. This is a card of, it's funny, the Hermit is a 9, this is a 9. The number 9 can either be a humanitarian, that's how in numerology it's like that, but it's also a card of the 9th house, Jupiter, and a card of abundance. The 9th house, when Jupiter rules it, this is a card of financial abundance and being financially self-supporting. So it may be a situation where you're able to work from home. Maybe you don't have to work with those other people, and you can, telecommute. Maybe you just decide, I'm going to just take all my skills and work for myself. But this is definitely a card of having the money. If you're worried about money, according to these cards, the end result is something very affluent. The other thing too is with your private life, it could either mean that you are still going to be alone by design, because maybe you're like going around and you're dating, and maybe somebody misrepresented themselves, and you're like, you know, I don't need this right now. And you're just going to be happy being by yourself, knowing that you can take care of yourself financially. You're not dependent on anybody to support you. So you might come to the realization, you know, I want a partner, but I don't want someone who is going to lie to me. I can be by myself. You know, you're very independent. So that may be what is clarified for you, is that all of these romantic ideas are something that you don't really care about at the end of the day. The soulmate quest may still be there. You may still be looking for your soulmate, but you're not going to rush it, because perhaps somebody misrepresented themselves, told you half-truths. And the other thing about this in terms of business is you may decide to start your own home business. And I think you would do very well with that if you were to do something along those lines. So, this looks very interesting. It's not that it's like completely without any challenges, Gemini, but I think that there are enough good energy in here to say that it looks promising for you. So I hope you enjoyed this. If you'd like a private reading, please click on the link below, or just go to rainandmoonastrology.com. Take care of yourselves. Bye.